The way to know if you're addicted to porn is if you see some of these signs in your life. Let me back up and just say, it's like asking, how do I know if I'm addicted to alcohol or if I'm an alcoholic? Let's say, as a Christian, you feel the freedom to have 1 or 2 glasses of wine a week. And you enjoy that with your spouse or with dinner or when you go out or maybe for a business dinner. And you enjoy that. That's pleasurable. You don't drink 2 or 3 cups. You don't glasses. You don't think about it all the time. You don't sneak a drink. You don't have just a little glass of wine every single night. If you have a drinking problem, you're going to start running into more problems with your spouse, with your job, with your concentration, with your productivity. All of those things indicate that there's a drinking problem. And even if just other people in your life are saying something about it, it's a problem for them, well, then there's a problem for you too. The same applies to pornography. Number one, I don't recommend pornography for anybody. Pornography is dehumanizing. It relies on the slave trade and human trafficking. And even in those cases where it's amateur porn or whatever, we're still watching somebody debase themselves, do something that they should only do in front of their spouse or with their spouse. We're peeping on something that is supposed to be private. So porn is never healthy. But if you look at porn on a given night and you realize, oh my gosh, that was wrong, I just got totally sucked into that, you get accountable, you share with your spouse, you share with a couple of brothers, you put some things in place, maybe you have your wife put a block on certain cable stations or you make changes and you do fairly well for 6 months or a year, then you're probably not addicted. But if you find that you think about porn a lot, or every time you turn around, you find yourself using porn. I don't know how I got there. I wasn't looking for this, supposedly, but here I am. And it almost seems to have a life of its own. You carry guilt. You carry shame. You feel more and more isolated from people, from the Lord, even from your own heart. You feel defiled, like you're doing something that you know isn't quite right, even if you don't know all the reasons for it. And you can't stop, no matter how many times you've tried. Those are indicators that you may be addicted to pornography. And pornography is highly addictive. A lot of people don't realize that continued porn use really changes, especially the male brain. It reconfigures and creates new neural pathways to facilitate the flow of dopamine and serotonin and a lot of the feel-good chemicals in our bodies. And so we become addicted actually to that chemical release that happens during porn. And it's not just the porn. So that's an issue in itself. There's a neurochemical addiction that is a part of porn addiction. So if you find yourself in that place, trying to fix it yourself is not going to work. How many times have you done that and failed? You're going to have to share with somebody, and you're going to have to open up to a brother that you can trust, who can hold you accountable to the Lord. And you're going to have to determine that you want real sex, healthy sex, good sex, married sex, and that you won't accept any other substitute.